Hello and welcome to my review of this very cheap laptop cooler I got on Amazon. I'm going to post a link in the description. I was going to do an unboxing, but it just came in one of those with a little plastic bag on it. It was not very exciting. So I got it to cool this laptop. Originally I had it on kind of a wedge thing I made that covered up these vents, which I didn't think were that important, but then it occurred to me that the other side of this fan is actually open to the inside of the case and would be drawing air through these vents. Plus, I was having some overheating issues, thermal shutdown, that I'm pretty sure was caused by the motherboard, because whenever I checked the temperatures, it was always the motherboard getting really hot and the CPU was pretty much fine. So I'm going to do a little tour of this thing and show results with and without the cooler after playing some games. Right, so there are three 40mm fans, I believe. Also believe they light up. This is the intake side. This is where it blows out onto the bottom of your PC case. They've got decent little foam pads on there that probably shouldn't fall off if I don't mess around too much. The leads are all just kind of soldered together. You've got some heat shrink there, and then it goes to a USB connector with a pass-through on it. So I'm going to get this hooked up, get a baseline temperature reading, and then try it with the fans on. So there's a laptop on my desk. That's how I'm going to do the first test. Desk is a little messy, but this should have decent cooling performance if it's designed from the factory to sit like that. There's a... Why won't you stay in macro mode? There's my hardware monitor. It says the CPU is 25 degrees Celsius and the motherboard is 32, so already we're seeing how the motherboard isn't as well cooled as the CPU. That cracked window is letting in a lot of cool air, though, it should be noted, and that can help cool it off sometimes. So I'm going to get some games going. So I fired up a game and started playing, and last I checked the motherboard was at 80 degrees Celsius, and of course it ultimately shut down thermally. So I'm going to put the cooling pad in place and try it again. For the last part of this video, I'm going to compare my poor results with this thing to the results I get with this Targus cooler, which is pretty good. It belongs to my roommate. So I'm going to fire up Blacklight again, crank the settings too high, and see what happens. Alright, so here I am, just playing some Blacklight with pretty much all the settings cranked in order to really test the thermal performance of this cooler. Even on these menus, just rendering this guy right here, tends to get things pretty toasty. So let's see how we're doing for temperatures. As you can see, we're still pretty toasty, but I'm not experiencing thermal shutdowns. So yeah, that's pretty much put a lid on it. If you want to actually cool down your laptop, even if you have a bunch of vents on the bottom of it, don't get this.